Hey guys, I'm Tristin, and I am currently in Tyler, Texas.
Hey guys, I'm Tim, and I am currently in Indiana.
I'm Titus. I'm currently on campus at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia.
And I'm in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is like 3 hours from Lynchburg, Virginia. And I'm Melissa. Forgot my name. Great, strong start.
Yeah, I arrived sometime around like 5 in the evening, living on only just 2 hours of sleep.
I boarded a plane pretty early in the morning. It was like 5:30, so I was also in the slightly sleep-deprived state.
I had a lot of really solid interactions that first day, just meeting up with old friends, getting introduced to new friends. It was a really good time.
I definitely got to have some time to reconnect with some old friends that I had made at Apex and on forums, and then especially make some new connections during the welcome party, and got to represent Texas as the team captain.
The volleyball tournament, that was a blast. And I distinctly remember winning the first round with our team. We had a really good team, had a ton of fun. And that was definitely the highlight of the first day.
For me, my ultimate highlight would have to be Unbound's Got Talent. I was really reluctant to applying before, and then like Peyton and Lydia kind of convinced me and encouraged me to register, so I did. I didn't really practice that much. I just practiced so last minute and then just went on stage and did whatever I just did. They announced the judge's choice. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was really anticipating who else got the audience vote. I was really excited to see. And then I heard my name being called again.
Tristin Mingus!
And what was once a state of relief was now a state of disbelief. I have to bring some evidence, obviously, of both. So not to flex, but yeah, getting to connect with everyone afterward, that would be one of the greatest parts of Apex for me.
I think my funnest moment was like with my small group, and we had lots of fun moments together. Probably the best one, I don't know, was the boat race where we decided we'll just put the cardboard directly on Lucas and tape it to him. If we just put the cardboard on Lucas, Lucas swims. It'll be fantastic. We decided in the end to not actually tape it to him. We untaped it because we thought the drag would be too much for him to pull.
Some of the funnest moments that we had were in the small group discussions, especially like after listening to the speakers, and we'd be divided between the different small group sessions, and just seeing the way that the ideas came together, they were able to like throw ideas together and just talk was so fantastic. But they just kept going. Our team ate lunch together 3 days in a row, and it was just really a testament to how well they gelled, and that has continued since then.
There was no one like dominating the conversation. Everyone was contributing to the ideas. Everyone like was participating. Everyone was involved. When it came to the discussions, like same thing as Tim. Like we ate lunch together every day, even though it wasn't required. Pretty much. Who did I meet that really encouraged me? So there's a couple meaningful moments here. Meeting Melissa was really cool. Just having met her at the airport and then getting to hear her story and her session was just really encouraging. And then to go from that night was the night before I was supposed to give my session. Having heard her story encouraged me to add some stories to my own session. Tim and I went back to the alumni housing that night to workshop my session a little bit because I'd practiced it, was really not happy with it, and it was way too long. Throughout the next couple of hours, I think we ended up with the entirety of the people who were staying in the alumni housing at one point or another were in that living room. That night is one of my greatest memories from Apex, of just getting to talk to everybody and how that little sub-community was so supportive and came together and specifically helped me out. And I think ended up making my session way better than it would have been otherwise.
A lot of the people there I had heard about, and I might have met them once or twice, but then to actually like get to sit down and hear their experiences and talk about life, and it was just such a highlight. I got to meet Josh and Jordan Shee for the first time. That was a big highlight because like years ago when I had first considered joining Unbound, Josh and Abe and Jared Wiggins were 3 of the guys that I first saw in the videos. And back then I thought, oh, that'd be cool to like get to meet these guys sometime, but you know, probably never gonna happen because let's be real, I'm just starting. They're like really famous in the community and all. And now I finally got to meet Josh at Apex. Met him for the first time, and that means I got to meet all 3 of them. Just such a cool guy too. Loved hearing his story, and he has such a good attitude. I can learn a lot from him. And then also Jetty. I met him the first day, had no idea who he was. I kind of thought he was an Ascend student, and I figured out pretty quickly he was not. And he has some mad editing skills.
I met a lot of people at Apex, and they all encouraged me for different reasons. I don't know if I can pick one person because Unbound inspires me. Yeah, that's my answer, everyone.
Well, one of the things that Unbound always promotes and always teaches is resilience. And one of the speakers, Luke Zamperini, did just that, continuing on the legacy of his dad. And one of my favorite parts of his story was his days in the Japanese Sea. He realized that resiliency had to be apart from himself, but the source from which resiliency had to come from had to be greater than himself. And I think that's just an amazing recognition of just that resiliency is something that we as fallen people cannot produce.
One of the things I really wanted to do this time coming to Apex was invest in people, because I've come to Apex several years now, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, where a lot of people have invested in me. One of the main purposes I had in coming back was how can I invest in the community? How do I give back for all of the input and encouragement and words of wisdom that have been given to me? And I want to keep that going forward, kind of create those patterns and routines in life and not just at Apex.
Yeah, I think for me, more personally, sort of how I've grown and learned from Apex has just been kind of what Melissa was saying, to be investing in people and be connecting with people. Sometimes the best way to invest in others is to be vulnerable about yourself, which is weird because you're like, I'm talking about myself, but it's to help others and to invest in their lives.
Yay! This is all I wanted out of Apex this year.
I love the strong theme of redemption in the story part this year. Coming into Apex, I was already excited about redemption. As the speakers started talking about their stories, they end up going to some of the darker and the harder times about life. But then it was always coming out of that and what they learned and how their stories were redeemed that gave them hope to push into the future. And so coming home, I've been thinking a lot more about redemption and how redemption influences every part of life.
Since everyone else has talked about connecting, I would just want to say you also should do things. And specifically, you should do things that bring you joy. Build those moments of joy in throughout your day, as well as those moments of connection, and I think it adds a lot to life.
High place.
Let's go, Elias!
That's good.
Come on.
Let's go.
Almost there! Yes. You got this.
So, life after Apex and what it looks like moving forward. Apex Join the Story really strengthened the fact that we are able to know the author of our stories, and that the story, no matter where it ends, the story is still being written. And I think the greatest stories always seem to stem from either the lowest or the lowliest places. And I get reminded of Romans 5, where it says that suffering produces perseverance, character, hope. And I've really leaned on to that, especially as I'm entering this new season as a new alum, fresh off the boat, heading into life and charging at it head on, not knowing what it will bring, but knowing that there are so many opportunities that could be reaped out of it in the next couple of months.
All right, say bye, guys. Bye!